Hey guys, it's Bailey here from the Freckle Spot, and today I am testing out a whole lot of mascaras, like a lot of mascaras. I am a mascara addict. I confess, it's who I am. Admitting it is the first step. And I have tried and heard of a lot of mascaras and what they can do for your lashes. So I thought I would try out some that range from a more affordable to a more expensive, going from like $6 to like $30. I've gotten these at Target, I've gotten these at Ulta, and I've gotten these at Sephora. So I will link all of these for you so that it's easy for you to shop or look up if you're headed in that direction towards that store. I will be putting on a layer of my favorite primer. It's the only one I use. It's the Lancome CILS Booster XL on this eye, and then I'll be putting just the mascara on this eye. What I will be doing is curling my lashes twice on each side, and then putting the recommended 2 coats on each lash. Then I will be taking off all of my makeup and then starting fresh so that you can get a clear and truthful look of how the mascara goes on each time. So I will be going through all of these mascaras one by one and showing you kind of like the pros and cons of them on my lashes, keeping in mind that every single person's lashes are different, so it might have a different effect on you or what you want to achieve. For me, I love volume as well as length. So it's kind of a battle between well, what do you want? Do you want the volume or do you want the length? Some of these perform really well, some of them perform okay. None of these were paid for. I think that might be important nowadays to say no one paid me to try and give them better reviews. I did get one of these gifted to me about 3 months ago, but I tell you all about that. So this is my truthful opinion, and you can take from it what you want. You'll see the results in front of your own eyes. So let's get started. Let's start with the Dry Bar and It Cosmetics. They did a collab for like a fun lash blowout, and I honestly bought it because I liked the packaging. I thought it was so cool. Okay, so in this video you will see me get mascara all over my face basically, and that's okay. First impressions for the It Cosmetic and Dry Bar thing is packaging, 10 out of 10, love it. As far as the mascara goes, the brush has really thick bristles packed in together, and it is a brush, not like a silicone one, and I feel like it gives me a lot of volume and thickness. Lengthwise, I think it does okay. Again, so you can't tell too much of a difference between the primer one and this one. Maybe a little bit more length on this side as opposed to this side, but it hits all the bottom lashes really well, I think. So I like it. Again, you're gonna see me get mascara literally all over my eyelids, but because I will be taking off this mascara and putting it back on about 20,000 times, you're just gonna have to deal with it. So this is the It Cosmetics and Dry Bar Lash Blowout. The next one is the most affordable of the group, and it's the CoverGirl Clump Crusher. This was suggested to me by my friend Nicole Bolt, and you can get it at your local Target. This is a silicone brush. Get it out there. So the bristles are like silicone-y. It has a curve to it, which honestly is so difficult for me. I'm just like, where does the curve go? So I tried this once before and I really liked it. I don't know if it's CoverGirl or if it's Maybelline that I used as a kid. I'm pretty sure it was CoverGirl that I used. It was super accessible. I could get it at CVS or Walgreens. My mom took me in there and I used it for basically all of my high school. It was CoverGirl. It was the purple one, if you guys remember that one. But this is a new formula, Clump Crusher, so I'm assuming that it just is all about length. Let's try it on. I will say that there's not much product on this brush, making it a little bit more difficult to do 2 coats. Okay, first impressions, CoverGirl. The brush is definitely silicone, so it's like not as soft on your lashes. Not a lot of product comes onto the brush, which I guess gives it that more like length. This is all about length. The difference between the primer one and the non-primer one is that this looks a little bit more feathery and this looks a little bit more like defined. I actually do really like the C curve of it because it's easier to get on the corners, but really light, really natural looking, feathery. I think this was like $8, which you can't beat. This is a good one just to like have in your bag or if you're in a pinch. I like it. I'm all about length, but I would say maybe not my favorite. I think each mascara has its own benefits and every person has such different lashes and they want different effects. So this is the CoverGirl Clump Crusher, which I got at Target. Next up, I've cleaned off my old mascara and now I'm ready for the next one. The next one I am going to test for you guys is the Dior Blackout. This came highly recommended from one of my friends. She says that she's used it all the time, so I thought I would try it out. So again, nothing on my eyes. I'm gonna curl each, and then this side I have the primer, and this side I just have the Dior Blackout Mascara. I opened this already. My first impression is that the brush is crazy long. Like, whose eye is this big? But these have a more like circular, there's more room in between the lashes or in between the brushes. So I think it's gonna be really good for like length. Let's test it out. Okay, so first impressions of this is that it did not react well with the Lancome primer at all. I would say maybe like the worst mascara combo I've had. It just became like really clumpy and like stuck to it like glue. I actually like the side without it. The formula feels really thick, maybe because there's like a primer already in it, but I really like it. And I will say that the part that goes from big to small on the brush is really easy to like manipulate to get down into your shorter lashes and to kind of move your longer lashes to be out. I like it. I don't know if I love it. I will say that I tried this on yesterday and wore it all day long, and the smudge on my lower lashes was pretty extreme. But I like the formula that it feels thick. It doesn't like dry or clump when I wore it yesterday, but definitely this one's all about length. So I try to like really get it done in there for like volume and like thickness. But this is the Dior Blackout, and again, this is the one with the primer and this is the one without the primer, and you can see the difference. Okay, next up is the Too Faced Better Than Sex. A ton of people wanted to see me try this on or use this. I've used this for a very long time. I've kind of been switching it up, but this is the one that I really love. Short brush, thick bristles. I just feel like it always looks really good, and never too like smudgy. A little flaky, I will be honest, the longer that you use it, but let's put this on. Okay, so this is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I love it so much. So this is the one with the primer, and this is the one without, and I feel like this with the Lancome primer gives me a lot of length. Like, look at this one really long lash that I had never seen in any of them other mascaras. Like, where'd that come from? And this just gives me length, but it gives me feathery lashes. It almost reminds me of what my lashes looked like when I had eyelash extensions. Again, the only complaint that I have as an avid user of this mascara is that I feel like over the day it gets a little flaky, which is a make or break for a lot of people. But I just love how it looks. Like, it really opens up my eyes. Love it with the primer. Really kind of defines my lower lashes. Love this mascara. A lot of you guys like it too. Such a good one. It comes in the minis if you're like not sure if you want to commit to it or not. Cute bottle. I love it. This is definitely a solid. I always have this in my makeup bag. Let's go on to the next one. This one was so highly rated between bloggers. I've just seen it come onto the market. You can get it at Sephora. It's the Lancome Monsieur Big. Literally, I love mascara, but I saw like 40 bloggers say this is the best mascara of all time. So of course I went and bought it myself, and after the first couple times of using it, I like it a little bit more and more. Definitely not my favorite, but I think if you're going for like longer, like more separated lashes, this is your jam. I personally like volume as well as length, so this is the Lancome Monsieur Big. Let's try it out. Hold on, let me get a sip of my coffee first before it goes cold. Side note, I just started drinking coffee again since I found out I was pregnant. Not because I wanted to be careful, but because I literally couldn't stand the thought of it. Today is my first cup back at the house, and whew, it's good. So this side, I'm gonna do the Lancome primer. So maybe having both Lancome products might make it a little bit different. Let's see. Okay, so impressions with the Lancome Big is that it definitely is a big difference when you use the primer and when you don't. This brings the lashes almost like together, and then together they get long on this side. And then here, a lot of volume at the base, and then it just kind of like spiders out. I think the more that you use this, it's a little bit of a different result. The first time I used it, didn't like it. This is probably the third or fourth time I used it, and I like it a little bit more and more. I guess I can see my lashes more. Not too much of a difference on length with the primer and with this. Just more of like, this looks a little bit more feathery and this looks a little bit more together. So overall, I don't mind it. Maybe the more that I use it, the more I can figure out how to like play with it. But the way that I put on mascara is I start from the base, like the root, and I do a couple of like length ones, and then I go back and I do the zigzag to get more of like the product on my lashes. And then I use the tip of it to kind of move my longer lashes out because I have almondy eyes and I really want to accentuate that. But overall, I don't hate it. I love all mascara, let's be honest. But this is the Monsieur Big, and these are the results with the primer and without the primer. Okay, so back to business. The next one I am going to test out is the Grande Drama Mascara. I will be honest with you guys, I was gifted this about 2 or 3 months ago for the Grande Lash giveaway, and I really like it. So I use the Grande, well, I used to use the Grande Lash. It's not tested on pregnant women, and I haven't asked my doctor about it yet, so my lashes aren't as long and lush because I don't use that serum as often, just until I get to ask him if I am allowed to use it. But the Grande Drama has the castor oil in it. When I saw that the mascara had castor oil in it, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have to like pour it into a tiny tube myself and like stick it on there and not blink, like 100% castor oil. But I will say that my lashes aren't shrinking or shorter, and I'm pretty sure it might be because of the castor oil in this mascara. Don't know, not a scientist, but I'm gonna try this out. Again, it's the Grande Drama Mascara, part of the like Grande Cosmetics line, and I really like it. I feel like it gives me a lot of volume, so let's try it out. Okay, so this was the Grande Drama Mascara, and I like how, similar to the Lancome one, it kind of brings your lashes together and lengthens them, but this isn't as like spidery, I guess, as the other one, but it gives me a little bit of volume at the base and then gives me the length, which I really like, and 2 coats of mascara makes a huge difference. So usually what I do is I put my primer on my right eye, primer on my left eye, then I go in with my mascara on this eye, this eye, this eye, and this eye. So I give it a little bit of time to dry, just like a little bit of time in between each eye, and then I can apply that second coat to really make a big difference. The Grande Lash I really like because it doesn't flake, the formula isn't too thick, I like the brush. So love this one, a solid. I feel like there's a lot in here too, which is a good bang for your buck. So I have the NARS Climax. I got the mini. I bought this once before, I think around Christmas time, maybe. I don't know if that's true. Christmas time of last year, and it's the Climax one. I really liked it when I had it the last time. If you're really going for like a va-va-voom, sometimes it's nice if you're like getting ready for the day, you're blow drying your hair or even curling it. Sometimes I like to put the eyelash curler like close to heat, whether it's the blow dryer or the curling iron, and then put it on my eyelashes. Be very careful when you do that. If this is too hot, it will literally like singe your eyelashes. So just be careful. Just a little bit of heat, even just going and then curling the lashes, I feel like makes a little bit of a difference. Big brush. Big brush, little bottle. Okay, this is the NARS Climax. This is my favorite. After trying on all of those, this is just my favorite. It gives me everything that I want. So this is the lash that has the primer on it, and this is the one that doesn't. The primer, I just feel like solidifies and kind of lengthens just a little bit the lashes. I like the formula, I like the bristles. I feel like it gives me a lot of volume, and it kind of makes all my lashes just like spread out. I like that it comes in a mini if I'm like traveling or I don't want to like commit to trying it for a long time. Being a blogger, I'm like, I want to try all the new ones. But this is the Climax NARS Mascara. I just love it. I love it. It's my favorite for sure. If I had to rate them, I'll do that there. I'll do that at the end. So this is the Climax. Okay, so rating these I feel is not fair because it's all based on what I look for in a mascara, but if I had to pick my top 2, I would say, I'll pick my top 3. Number 1, NARS Climax. It's just so good. I strayed from it for a while, but it's just so good. So this is definitely my number one pick for sure. Number two would be, probably the Too Faced Better Than Sex. It's feathery, it's light. Can lashes be sexy? I don't know, but I feel like it makes my lashes look like sexy. So number two, had this for a long time, great formula. Again, the only problem with this one is that it's a little flaky for me. Number three is probably a tie between, probably, gosh, I don't know, a tie between maybe the Grande and the Lash Blowout. I'm a sucker for packaging, and these are beautiful. Like, they give me a little bit of length, they give me a little bit of volume. I like the formulas in both of them. I would say it's a tie between those two. So yeah, that is my mascara testing video. Again, I will link everything for you in my like to know it, so that you can purchase these if you saw one that really just appealed to you or you want to give it a try. If you have any questions for me, let me know, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really fun for me. I'm gonna go give my eyes a rest because I've had to take off my mascara like 1,000 times. So I hope you guys enjoyed.